Hi there, and welcome to the Barbara Young channel. Welcome to my Friday Sews. First, I'd just like to start by saying thank you to Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room for creating the hashtag Friday Sews. As you know, we all get together on a Friday and let you know what we've been doing for the week. So, my week, what have I done? So, my week has been, I was going to say slow and quiet, but I mean, I've been doing stuff. I've actually been doing the McCall's 7900. I've been working on this. Did start a few weeks ago, didn't get very far, got it cut out. Well, I got mock-up material cut out. I did have a couple of concerns, or not concerns, but thoughts about this that I thought, well, I'm probably going to have to do some amendments to this. And I wasn't wrong. There are a few amendments I've had to do, a few alterations to try and make it fit my body shape better. But then that's what you do with a pattern, isn't it? You start at one point and you then make it fit. So mock-up, and it is just a mock-up so far, is that. There we go. It's sort of multicolored because it's just scrap bits of material and bedding and stuff that I used to make my mock-ups. So there we go. The mock-up number, well, I could say mock-up number 1, but it's not because I've actually done quite a few amendments to it. What I'll do is I'll put this on and go over the details of it with you, okay? So here it is, my mock-up, and it is just a mock-up. That's why it's sort of multicoloured and that. There you go. So yes, what have I done with this pattern? Well, it's quite a nice pattern. There is some tailoring in it to make it sort of slightly fitted. You've got darts on the front and on the back, which give it its shaping, and it gives some nice shaping. I do like the way it just kicks out a little bit at the bottom here, but without being too much of a peplum. But it's just got that, you know, that detail and that little shaping at the bottom, which I do really like. I've got this lovely neckline. Not quite sure what this neckline would be. It's not quite a sweetheart, but I mean, I'm not really sure how I'd describe it. But yeah, I do like it. And then of course I've got these sleeves that are a bit puffy. Now, well, let's start at the beginning. First of all, when I did this, I did a mock-up and I realised that the way the darts were sitting and the shaping that you've got is here on this part, on the chest line, and that there was too much material here, and that always is. But because this is not a princess seam, because it's just darts, but the darts are not straight diagonals like that. They've got shaping to them because it's giving that shaping. That's how we're getting this shaping in the body section. So I had to work out how I was going to take out some of that extra. So what I did basically was to bring the sides in, but not all the way, only from about here. And that's been removed a little bit, so it takes the seam back a bit. And then the other thing to do was, once I'd done that, this front edge, which is meant to be straight when it shows it against the grain line, but whenever I take material out from here, I always find that the top section then starts to angle in or angle out depending on how it sits. So this was angling in, so I had a lot more fabric up here at the top on the crossover than I did at the bottom. So I had to re-angle the this line here. So on the pattern it shows, instead of being straight, it's now on an angle against the grain line. So that took out a bit of it on the top here as well, and that seems to have worked. The darts could probably do with coming over a little bit, but I'm not going to. I'm okay, I'm happy enough with where they are for it to be okay, not to worry about that. And there's a certain amount of room in this, there's a certain amount of ease, which I'm quite happy with. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that main bodice section now. It seemed to be sitting where I want. Did take a bit of work to get that worked out. So I spent quite some time messing about, redoing the this bodice section, doing the mock-ups and changing it and getting that shape just sort of right. I say the last one would be to move the dart, but it's not far enough out that I want to move it because it's not a straight shape. So I'm just going to leave it as it is. But yeah, there you go. So the main body section actually fits really well. I'm really quite happy with that. The next part was to do with the sleeves. Now, on this, there are certain sections, like you can have a ruffle section on the neckline, and at the bottom, if you want, there's also this ruffle piece on the sleeve here. So I did put that on one side, but I'm not really very keen on that. I'm not going to keep that. I've decided it's not quite right. But what I've got is the two sleeves. Now, again, this has got a certain amount of gathering, so a certain amount of ruffle in there and shaping, a bit of poofiness in there. But you can have this as this shorter sleeve that gets ruffled up on the hem here, or you can have a longer one that actually comes down to about here. So I'm probably going to go with the longer sleeve. That's what I would prefer to have, a slightly longer sleeve that comes down, like I say, I think it's about here, it shows on the picture. Yeah, as you can see, it's not all the way down, it's not a long sleeve. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a longer sleeve. So yeah, with the alterations, with the changes I've done, just to try and take some of that sizing out of the top part here, and to try and preserve that shaping that I get on this little kick out at the bottom. Yeah, I think that's coming out quite nicely. So having now done the mock-up, I will now need to do the main make, of course. But yeah, I think this mock-up's coming out really quite nicely. Sits very nice. There is a facing piece for the up here on the back of the collar, comes round and then also forms the facing for the button placket. Of course, I haven't put buttons on yet, I've just pinned myself into it. But yeah, that's what I'll be doing next, is getting on and making the actual good fabric. So what fabric am I going to use to make this this blouse? It is this stuff. This is some really nice, lovely fabric. It's a 100% cotton. Feels like I think it's a cotton poplin, if I remember rightly. This lovely circles and that, and it is all circles, isn't it? It's lovely. I like that. I do like the contrast on that and the way it looks. It's a really nice purple material. Yeah, I got that quite some time ago when I was. I think it was. Did I get that when I was down in Dorset? I'll have a look and check, and what I'll do is I'll put the details in the description area of where I got it, if I can find the details. I think that's where I got it from. But anyway, yeah, there we go. That'll make an absolutely lovely blouse. So that's what I will do and use that. So yeah, looking forward to actually getting on with that. Now that this mock-up is as I want, I just got to do some details, write some details down about how I'm going to finish seams and how I'm going to finish certain parts off and how I'm going to do them, just the little details. But as it were, you know, as they say, devil's in the detail. So I need to get that right before I actually start, but I can get on with it now because that's my material. So there we go. That is what I've been up to. So there you go. That was my week. Doesn't seem like a lot, but actually this has taken a lot more time than I thought it would to actually get and do. You know, this lovely McCall's 7900 pattern is a really nice pattern, and I've been enjoying doing it. The process has been enjoyable, even though I've had to work a bit at it to get it where I want to. I say now that this mock-up is where I want it to, time to push on with the main make. Other than that, that's it for me. That was my week. Nothing else really going on. Well, you know, there's always things going on, but you know, you just have to get on with them, I suppose. There you go. So that's it. That's it from me. So if you like my video, please do give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and that way you'll get a notification of when my videos come out, especially if you click that bell icon. Please do comment. I do love reading your comments. Really nice to hear what you're up to and what you've been doing. And as I always say, if you wish to chat amongst yourselves, please do, because that's how we make those connections, isn't it? So I think it's just left for me to say thank you very much for watching my video. I look forward to seeing my next video. Bye.
Pamphill.